President Putin's campaign manager said that they got actually 8 to 10% more of the vote than they expected if these preliminary results turn out to be accurate. And Eric, he said that that is thanks to the spy scandal in Britain. He said that is thanks to Britain. They did not take into account the Russian mentality, and that external pressure caused them to have a voter turnout here that they never would have dreamed of. Now, that turnout, in fact, hasn't been so stellar. It will probably be about 63%. Historically, that's not great. People say that they felt very pressured to vote this time around by their employers, by their teachers. There were also several cases of ballot stuffing, and the Electoral Commission here says that it is investigating this. Interestingly enough, there are cameras now in all the polling places in Russia, so it's very hard to imagine what people who did stuff ballots were thinking. Now, the big issue, of course, as always here, is the fact that the choices voters had were very limited. The communists were back this time, and the communist candidate, Pavel Grudinin, experienced a sort of unexplained bump in popularity. He's actually a contradiction in terms himself, a very wealthy man and a communist. He came in third. The other, or second, I should say, the other candidate who was new and drew a lot of attention is Ksenia Sobchak, the socialite who often was accused of being a Kremlin project, encouraged to run so that the race would appear to include a liberal candidate, and that is something that she always denied. There were 6 others. There were 8 altogether, and of course the incumbent president, Vladimir Putin, has been in power since 2000 as president. He is now set to creep up on Joseph Stalin's record of longevity in the Kremlin if he finishes his term, and that would be about a quarter of a century. Those who like him say they do so for socking it to the West.
Until Western countries continue hybrid war against Russia, Russian people will ask Vladimir Putin to stay as the leader of the nation. Because he's great fighter. He's really cool. That's why Russians support him.
And again, as you mentioned, Eric, today is the anniversary of Crimea voting to join Russia, so they are celebrating that event on Red Square tonight. This date was no doubt chosen to sync up with that, and a lot of people, Eric, say that it was the annexation of Crimea that really solidified President Putin's power for basically as long as he wants to be in power. Eric.
And all on the backs of the alleged assassinations by Moscow of Russian spies and ex-Russian spies who cooperated with the West, they say at Putin's order. All right, Amy, thank you.